What's good with you all, family? Gossip Reload back in the building, tapping in with another deep dive, not just an update, but a breakdown of something that's got the whole drill community talking right now. Today, we're unpacking that voice clip 051 Drilla dropped, the one where he shared a private conversation he had with THF Zoo before Zoo passed away. And I'm not gonna lie, this clip ain't light. It ain't surface level. It's the kind of thing people only say when they're comfortable, when they feel like the person on the other side gonna understand exactly what they mean. And the way the internet reacted? Man, the comment sections are on fire. People trying to decode every sentence. Some folks think Zoo was being honest. Others think he was being disrespectful. But today, we're gonna slow it all down and really look at what was being said, why it might have been said, and what this means going forward. So, let's get into it. In that clip, Zoo tells Drilla that out of all the loss, all the back and forth, all the years of war between THF and 051, the only two deaths that truly shook THF to the core were Bob O and Raheem. He didn't stutter, he didn't sugarcoat it. He said it directly, from the soul. Now, before anybody twists anything, he was not saying, forget the rest. He wasn't downplaying his homies. You could hear in his voice he wasn't on no disrespectful time. He was speaking from a place of truth, his truth, something he probably wouldn't have said publicly, but it came out in a private conversation. He even brought up Chino, saying Chino wasn't in the streets like that, but he was still from the six, still somebody they respected. That right there tells you Zoo wasn't trying to dismiss anyone. He was speaking about impact, the emotional hit, the leadership vacuum, the effect those deaths had on the block. Now let's slow down for the folks who might not really know the weight these names carried. Bob O wasn't no small-time name. People who knew him always spoke on how he carried himself, heavy presence, stuck to his circle, moved a certain way. He had a reputation in the streets, yeah, but deeper than that, he had a reputation for just being solid. And sometimes, when you lose somebody who's a stabilizing force, somebody the younger guys listen to, somebody the older guys respect, the whole block feels that. It creates silence, and that silence turns into tension. And then you got Raheem, one of the youngest, and according to a lot of folks, one of the brightest coming up. People said he had leadership energy early on. Smart, quick, ahead of his time. And Zoo had a personal connection to that kid. He watched him grow up. He saw the potential. Losing somebody like that hits different. It's not just losing a soldier, it's losing a future. I got a full breakdown of Raheem coming soon. His story is bigger than most people realize. So make sure you're all tuned in for that. When Drilla dropped that clip, the internet had a field day. People were pulling up old posts, old pictures, old blocks of history. But the truth is, Zoo was speaking from a place most people don't get to hear. In these long-running Chicago wars, not every loss hits the same. Some guys were legends. Some were protectors. Some kept the block grounded. Some were the type everybody looked up to. And some were just young guys caught up in something bigger than them. Zoo wasn't diminishing nobody. He was saying the ones that changed the course of THF's story were Bob O and Raheem. Here's where it gets deep. People act surprised that Zoo and Driller were talking, but truth be told, these guys talk way more than people think. DMs, messages, voice clips. The drill scene is way more connected behind the scenes. Ops talk, allies talk, people who grew up blocks away talk. There's conversations that happen off camera, away from the internet, because a lot of these guys were kids together before the world turned them into characters. So this clip wasn't some scandal. It was just one of the thousands of private moments that never see daylight. But now that Zoo is gone, you already know how the internet moves. People start releasing things they held onto, things they kept private, things they recorded just in case. People feel more bold speaking on the dead than they do speaking on the living. Expect more clips. Expect more screenshots. Expect more stories. This is only the beginning. Ever since Zoo passed, the landscape shifted, old paperwork resurfaced, and let's be clear, that paperwork had already been out before he died. It just didn't go viral until afterward. Old stories started being retold. New rumors popped up. Retaliation theories started swirling. People questioning his last moments. People debating whether it was a setup or a straightforward situation. Every day, the narrative changes. One day, the story is one way. Next day, a whole new angle appears, and none of it brings clarity. It just adds to the mystery. The truth about Chicago is nothing stays buried, nothing stays quiet, and nothing stays consistent. So now the community is asking, was Zoo's statement a moment of honesty? Was he speaking from emotion? Was it a message that wasn't meant for the world? Or was it just something said in the moment that got taken out of context? At the end of the day, only Zoo knew what he truly meant. And now that he's gone, everyone else is left to interpret the pieces. His death didn't just take a person, it reopened old wounds, reminded people of losses they never healed from, and put the spotlight back on a war that's been going on for decades. This isn't just internet drama. This is real life, with real people grieving, real neighborhoods reacting, and real history behind every name mentioned. So now I kick it to y'all. Was this another chapter in a never-ending cycle? Or was it unnecessary pain that could have been avoided? Does this clip expose deeper truths? Or is it being blown out of proportion? Let me know how y'all feel. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I got more deep dive content coming, especially that Raheem breakdown, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and keep your head on a swivel. This is Gossip Reload, signing off.